Well, hey there, welcome to episode 1 of what I like to call Yes, that. Now, before we get started, I haven't shaved in several days as it's the holidays, so I think it's best that I look presentable. So why don't we fix that? Alright, that's better. Not exactly the best a man can get, but hey, what can you do? Alright, so the sun has set about 10 minutes ago, so we best get on with this. Alright, so on episode 1 of Listen to This, yes, I indeed shortened the title for the sake of simplicity at this point in time. Alright, but before we move on to the main bit of the show, I'm going to throw in a little musical reference. So I wanted to add a 5 or so second clip of said reference, but for legal reasons, I'm just going to quote it. And I'm going to quote it as close as possible to the song itself. So, here we go. But when the snow is falling, then I'm gone. Alright, so I'm going to link the exact phrase in my description below. But in case you don't know what it is, it's Beastie Boys from the song Root Down. If I'm not mistaken, MCA's verse, rest in peace. So, indeed, the snow is falling, and so I should be gone, but in time, I'll make it to snowboard at some point this season, which of course is what was being referenced in that verse. Alright, so on episode 1, I'm going to talk about a podcast I recently discovered. Well, not too recently, but I've only listened to a few podcasts so far. So it's called Song Exploder, and basically it takes one song and dissects it into every individual track on that song. So you have your drum, like your snare track, and you have your track where some guy is going whoa, looped, and you have, and so on and so forth. Your vocal track, of course, perhaps your double track vocals, and so on. So I've read some of the reviews, and it's really well reviewed, and I quite like it myself, so that's what counts. But for a music fanatic, it's quite good. Even if you're not a music fanatic, to be able to hear each individual track of a song is pretty neat. So I'm going to actually annotate some of my favorite episodes so far, and actually annotate right here, possibly here, possibly here, possibly right here. However, since I'm occupying, I don't know, a third of the shot or something, I don't really want to be in the shot while the annotations happen. And of course I'm not going off the top of my head, just because if I did go off the top of my head, unrehearsed, I'd do a horrible job, and we'd be here all night until the next sunrise. So while I annotate all this, I'm going to go for a little frolic in the snow, so I shall return in about 25 to 30 seconds. There we go. I hope I left myself enough time to put a few informative tidbits of information. So all the relevant links will be in the description below. So do check out that podcast. And episode 2 will hopefully be coming up of what to listen to, or whatever I called it. Before I go, I'm going to just talk like about 30 seconds about a song that's been in my head the last few days, because it's in a certain commercial right now that's airing, which I'm not going to bother giving them additional plug, but I'll give you a hint. They own the company that you're watching this video on. Okay, so I pretty much gave it away. So it's a song from Tune-Yards, and off the top of my head I cannot remember the song title. It might be Water Fountain. Actually, that's probably it. So I'm going to link that in the description below as well. because it's a really catchy song, and Tuniards is a pretty interesting artist. I saw her do a little talk at Pop Montreal a few years ago, which I can also actually link because I wrote about it on the music blog several years ago, toomuchmusic.wordpress.com. So I could also throw in a link for that because she's pretty neat artist, so I will indeed link to that. And so yeah, episode 2 at some point, and now it's definitely getting darker out, so I better conclude. All right, so thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Bye bye.